Hey friends, welcome back to Around the Yard. My name is Brent, and today we're going to be working on this diesel fueling station. Mainly just bolting it up and making sure that it doesn't wobble and move around anymore. When we first purchased the house, it had a fuel oil furnace, and I needed something to pump that fuel out of. So this here is the 500 gallon tank that came out of the ground here earlier this fall. Over the course of the last couple of years, I basically pumped it dry with this unit here. So basically how this works is this you put down in the tank. So down here, this went down the tank. More recently, I've been using the 5 gallon jerry cans because that's what I was pumping this tank into, was the 5 gallon yellow cans that you see at the hardware store. And this was about the right length to slip down into the nozzle and then pump out. So that's kind of how that was working. This is a 8 gallon per minute pump, runs on a 12 volt source. So basically we got our 3 leads: green for ground, red for positive, black for negative. I was using the metal handle here as my ground, and then I've got a deep cycle marine battery here out of the old boat. So that's what powers this pump. There's just a real elementary fuel nozzle here sitting underneath the camera. It just doesn't have an automatic shut off, is basically the gist of it, but still works well. So we basically pumped this tank out completely dry into the 5 gallon jerry cans, and since then I've been using this to pump into both the skid loader and the lawn tractor that's also diesel. And then more recently, the mini excavator has also seen some of the diesel that came out of this tank. So runs fine, no issues there. But today, like I mentioned, the task at hand is just to kind of get this to sturdy up a bit. So the game plan is, I picked a few things out of the bolt organizer kit that we showed in the last video, is I've got some 4-inch carriage bolts here, nuts and washers, and the game plan is going to be drill through the side of the wagon, through the 2x4s, install the hardware, tighten everything down, and make sure that at least this main riser stack doesn't move around. In the back of the wagon, there's a spot for some tool storage, so I've got a couple pipe wrenches there, a couple channel locks, pliers, that kind of stuff that could be handy when you're fueling or needing to change out fittings or tighten this stuff up. And then there's another couple little spots here that I use for like the pipe cap and an extra fitting. So this wagon's worked out pretty good. I think it's a Red Ryder, some knockoff brand, but what I like about it is it's got pneumatic tires on it. So it rolls across the ground fairly easily. Stick around, I'm gonna get the rest of the hardware out of the bolt organizer, and we'll get set up with some drills and start making this thing come to life. So, hey, if you haven't had a chance yet, please consider subscribing to the channel. Really helps us out. Leave a comment down below. Curious if you guys have something like this. What you use to fuel up your equipment or lawn tractors or whatever, if you're doing jerry cans or if you have a pump system. Off the top of my head, the mini excavator has about a 7 gallon fuel tank. The skid loader, the Case 445, has a 17 gallon fuel tank. And the Kubota F3680 also has about a 17 or 18 gallon fuel tank. So if everything's running dry, I need 35-40 gallons of diesel just to fill everything back up. So I probably have jerry cans in the neighborhood of 60-70 gallons just so that I can fill everything up and then still have 30 or 40 gallons left over. All right, hey folks, get to see the DeWalt tools in action again today. So right now I'm running a 20 volt DeWalt 5 amp hour battery, 20 volt max hammer drill. We're just going to be on the drill setting here. And this model is the DCD 985. So got a little add-on here for the screws. just going to run in the drill capacity, and then we also have the pilot point DeWalt bits. So it's a little starter bit, so it should work pretty good coming through this metal. And then it's one size greater than 3/8, which is the bolt sizes that we have. Try and show you guys this down here. So that's the pilot point. So let's see, that's too low. So I'm gonna try and put 2 in here, I think. So one on this side and one over here, and we're gonna go about midway. So what I've got here is 3/8 bolts by, let's say they're 2-inch, 1.5 2 by 4. So we'll put a washer on the back side, and we'll follow that up with a lock washer on the steel. Let's see, some breakout back here. Goes through there. Alright, here's the DeWalt impact we're going to use to get this tightened up. Again, 5 amp hour battery. This is DCF 887, and this is hex drive here. So we also have the 3 different speed selections here. So 1 is for real lightweight, 2 get your speed, and 3 is your high torque. So we set it on the number 2 setting here in the middle. This is what I like about this. They come with this little Makita set, comes with the hex, and then kind of match up here. Pretty sure it was 9/16, so it's the middle one. And we'll get that in there. Right there. And I'll pull it back here. We only need 1, but we'll do 2 just for good measure. There we go. What I should do here is press that down on the bottom of the wagon. All right. Drill another hole here. So we're going to go just adjacent to this, about here. So again, we're going to use bolt and washer on the back side. We didn't have a lot of tear out on that one. That's good. The important thing is to keep that clamped while you're working on it, so that everything lines up. Slide that on. Try and get a thread going here. that really firmed up. So now we're going to go do the other side, and yeah, this is working out pretty good. Alright, so on this side, we're going to put 3 bolts in. Because the way this thing is laid out, I'm going to have to do a carriage bolt on this side in order to get the length. And maybe I might get it. I don't know. We'll try it. We'll try and put the carriage bolt through here. That'd be preferred, but I might have to run it through the end. So go this way. Midway through here, there's a better view. Help if it was in forward. Pop through. Hey, look at that. I can get that to work after all. All right. Well, that makes me happy. Okay. So now I'll get that on there. And that on. That. Work, maybe. Tear out on the inside, not too bad. Oh, perfect. 3/8 washer. Round those out a little bit. There. Well, let's release this. Boy, I don't think we're going to need that 3rd bolt. Could maybe do one down here just to, maybe that's what we'll do instead. Let's do that. We'll put one off of this end and keep this all tight together here. Why don't you guys come with me? We'll grab another bolt out. All right, so here's the 4-inch that we didn't use. So you guys remember the storage organizer from the last video? Nuts are gonna go in here. Lock washers are right here. And 4-inch carriage bolts right there. So now we need, there's 2" by 3/8, 3/8 by 2". So one of those. I guess we need our lock washer back. We need our nut back. And here's our, so here's the 4 pieces: lock washer, nut washer, and 2" 3/8 by 2" bolt. So all came out of the organizer. No runs to Menards or Home Depot or Lowe's or whatever you guys have, hardware store. It's all right here. So put the flat washer on the bolt and the back side here. Put that through. Actually, there's some burrs here, so I'm gonna put the nut on first. I'm gonna try and flatten those out. There we go. Now there's some room for that. That can thread on the back. There. Well, that's easy. 5 bolts. We're all good. So here's the quick overview. So there's our bolts there. Look down here, there's the 2 carriage bolts through the 2x4s out the side, and then our 1 extra here on the end just to keep this sturdy. So all right, folks, that about wraps it up. So as you can see, I like my DeWalt 20-volt tools, using both the impact and the hammer drill today. Didn't use the hammer function, but this is a nice heavy-duty 1/2" drill. One of my favorites to use, really. So the last part of this is just kind of putting stuff away. So that's where this group of tools really comes in handy. There we go. There, that's all set to go. This can go back on the bench. I'll take the drill bit out of that. Got my ratchet, or my tool here. So quick do that. All right, folks, so kind of got that project done, I think. As you can see now, this is sturdy, firm on here. It's not moving around. The battery is kind of locked into this spot with this extra piece of 2x4, and then the long one down here that we put that 5th bolt in is kind of keeping it from moving forward. So it's kind of locked into the front of this wagon. So that was kind of my intent, was to have quite a bit of weight over this front axle so it wanted to ride right, and you weren't always picking it up off the ground. Here's kind of the other tools that we have: a 3/4" elbow and an extra 3/4" coupling. So if I need to make a longer pipe, or I'm doing something different, at least I got a couple of steel fittings here, galvanized fittings, that I can use. So let's go down in there. There we go. Let's get this. Vice grips by Irwin. This is the straight jaw channel lock. This is pretty darn handy. This button here works really well. So I think this is probably the 10" version. So that goes in the wagon. We got an 8" vice grips with the pipe grip on it. So that's also handy to have. Then I've got an 8" vice grips by Irwin. Again, pipe jaw, so not the straight. Again, it's got that easy button. Move it to whatever size you need. Always nice to have a couple of those that are hand tight. Then we've got, what is this? This is a 10" pipe wrench. These are great finds at garage sales. They're usually just a couple of bucks. I have, these laying all over the place, really. Between this and tape measures, I don't think you can have enough of them. Tape measures, you need double. I have a tape measure everywhere, and I still lose them. So yeah, 10-inch pipe wrench. That's good for these fittings. And then when you really need to buck down on something, this is a 14-inch pipe wrench, a little bigger diameter, obviously. But this will give you the leverage you need to tighten these up or break something loose. But I always find it nice to have one big one, one little one. Same thing with the channel locks, one bigger one smaller one. So that also goes in that side. And then this is a fencing tool, but it's got a wire cutter on both sides here. It's got a small hammer. It's got a bending tool. It's got a vise. It's got a little claw. It's kind of just a multi-tool for around the farm here. So I have a couple of these. These are pretty darn cheap. I think I get these at Tractor Supply. They usually come in a set. It's this and a pliers and something else for like $6-7. So there's a couple of these floating around. This one's seen some wear, but little WD-40, she comes back to life, works good. They're fairly quality tools, I would say, but nice to have something that you can kind of beat on. So that's my hammer that's in here. So anyhow, I think that's going to about wrap this video up. We'll probably show a quick little time lapse here of fueling up the case 445 here. I've got another project in the works here for this morning. So stick around. I might get both videos posted here. Hopefully one today so you can watch something on Sunday. My guess is that the 445 video will be coming out on Monday morning. So watch for that. That'll be fun. Little teaser tip here, teaser for you. It's going to be firewood related, and it's going to have some really big rounds in it. So anyhow, stick around for that. Again, we'll get this thing into use, and yeah, we'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for tuning in. Please hit that thumbs up button. Leave a comment down below. Again, let me know what your guys' setup is for fueling. And then if you haven't already, please consider subscribing, and we're going to keep working. Thanks a lot. Enjoy your day around the yard.